Hi everyone, my name is Cindy and I'll be your host today. Welcome back to another Tauke Talks session. If you're not familiar with Tauke Talks is actually a series of sharing session where we actually invite small local business owners in Malaysia to come and talk about the motivation behind why they started their business and the story behind their entrepreneurship journey. Yep, and all Tauke Talks is actually organized by RYSE. So RYSE is a Malaysian research and social outreach project that empowers youth through entrepreneurship. And RYSE is supported by Citi Foundation. So hopefully through Tauke Talks, you get to understand that entrepreneurship is not only limited to like all the big companies or famous brands that you know, but it's also inclusive of small businesses such as Hakoneko. And hopefully through Tauke Talks, you get to learn more about small business in Malaysia, and we get to help share and highlight the stories of small local entrepreneurs in Malaysia. Yep. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Fia from Hakoneko. Hi, Fia.
Hi, Cindy. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the invite as well. So I'm a bit nervous, but so excited for this.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you're very busy, but thank you so much for taking the opportunity to come and share your entrepreneurship journey to the youth out there. So before we go into the main questions that I have for you, Fia, can you share a little bit about Hakoneko? You know, what does the brand stand for? What do you guys offer? What kind of products you guys sell? How can the audience find out more about Hakoneko? Yeah.
Okay, sure. Hi guys, hi again. I'm Pia from Hakoneko. So actually I'm doing handmade accessories for pets, and currently our best-selling item is as what displayed here is a flower collar. It's a flower-shaped collar with what is this called? Elastic band, so it's easy to wear for cats or dogs. And so you can check out our Instagram, hakoneko.my, to see how it looks like on other pets. And please follow us so you don't miss any future collections from Hakoneko. So we usually launch special limited edition collection during big festive seasons such as Chinese New Year or Hari Raya, Deepavali, or even the upcoming one is the Christmas. So usually we collaborate with other local businesses as well and local artists. So if you'd like to make a purchase, you can visit my website at hakoneko.easy.co. I have a direct link on the website as on my Instagram as well. So we also ship to both Malaysia and Singapore. If you have friends in Singapore, you might as well let them know about us. And if you have any inquiries regarding sizes, like let's say you're not sure what size your pet should wear, you can always DM me on Instagram. I'll be happy to help. I can also guide you in terms of choosing what is the right color that matches the pet first, because sometimes it's quite important, especially for the pet parents who want to use that as a photography session. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Fia. Just a curious note, so when you say pet, so it can be both used for cats and dogs, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, that's amazing for those who are curious. So if you guys want to find out more about Hakoneko, you would like to purchase one set for your fur babies, please go and check them out via the Instagram or their website if you're interested. Yeah. So now we've done with the short introduction. Fia, now I want to know a little bit about you as an entrepreneur, your background. Could you share a bit about, what motivated you to or inspired you to start this business? Maybe you can tell us, okay, what's your background now? Is Hakoneko your full time? Yeah.
Okay. So Hakoneko is actually my part-time or side income things. I have a full-time job, so this is my side job. So how I started, I think it all started because of my cats. So my cats, they have their own Instagram account. So from there we make friends with other pet parents. So we are sharing tips like diet requirements, grooming videos, cute photos, especially when they are wearing like cute accessories and stuff. So we always fall for that. So having an Instagram account makes me involved with tons of photography with the cats. And sometimes it's just like a candid, let's say they are acting all cute, like silly or cute. We just like grab our phones and take photos, right? So sometimes we'll have a plan photography session where I will put on accessories on them, like cute collars or a cute bandana, or sometimes just like a little hat. And after that, that's when I started making accessories of my own for them to wear, so that we have like a little bit different from others, so that trying to be different. So, and then the cats also are quite cooperative. They are all well behaved, especially the twins. If you see from the slide earlier, so these two are, I mean, like, yeah, some kind of cat model, sort of, because every time I want to take photos, they will just they just know what to do. They just sit and take a sync poses. You can see from their personal account and also from Hakoneko account. So from there, they got a lot of compliments from pupils, and they start asking about the accessories that I made too. And from there, I was thinking, maybe I can make a profit out of it.
Okay.
Because like I already have the model, so I don't have to think about how do I take photos of my products, because you need a real, like if you're selling clothes, you need a real person to sell clothes. So I just put them on my cats, and they are really good with that. I can make the accessories myself, and most importantly, I know my target market, and I already built a relationship with my potential buyers, like other my cat's friends, the other pet parents. So I think that's how I started Hakoneko as my side business.
Okay, understand. So how did you actually stumble upon creating your own accessory? Was it because like, okay, I saw a video and I'm just like, okay, I want to start making. How did you bring us through the process of how you actually made your first product?
Usually the product, I usually, when I saw other pet parents accounts, they will have like a different type of collars, especially those overseas. Like here in Malaysia, or the nearest is Singapore, we usually have the normal one, like the bandana, or the normal collar with a little bow, or like a little flower over there, right? So I will start searching others from overseas, and I will see they have a very cute, I'll say like very different. And I will also do some research from Pinterest. Pinterest has a lot of like interesting designs, and not just limited to pets. Actually, most of my research are from babies bib, because babies bib is quite small, and it's quite interesting. So I was thinking like, what if that baby bibs is on my cat? So it might look interesting, and I wanted to have something that it's not easy to find here in Malaysia. I mean, like, because I tried to go out a bit from my comfortable zone. So because earlier I also did a bandana, so I thought like, okay, maybe let's just try on other designs as well.
Right. Then because you mentioned about how it's very hard to find this kind of design in Malaysia, is it hard personally for you as an entrepreneur to source your materials?
In terms of fabric, I don't really have problems with fabric, because I keep on searching, I keep on doing research. Even a local shop here in Malaysia also, they have a good quality of fabric. In terms of designs as well, the design is really nice, and some local online business that selling fabrics also, that like they have imported fabrics from overseas. So I still have all the sources. I think I wouldn't say like it's too easy, but it's still doable. And if you see from my collar, during whenever I have like a special limited edition, I will have a little charm. So that charm during festive season, I usually will collaborate with other artists, local artists, like local small businesses. So they will make the charm for me. I will add it into the collars, so we can have one special collars. Yeah, trying to support the other local businesses as well.
So in terms of collaboration, how do you actually network Do you know them before this, or because you're from a graphic design background, so you know all these people who create charm, or did you went and like DM them and ask them, hi, can we collaborate? Can you bring us through that process? Yeah.
Usually, I already know them. So when I already know them, it's quite easy for me to discuss like what I want, and because usually we have like quite few process what I want, and the person also need to do according to my request and everything. But also I am quite interested to source to, I mean, like to find other artists, because I did found like there's a few like quite interesting that I think will be a great collaboration with in future. So yeah, I think in future I might DMing someone and asking if they would like to collaborate with me with these pet collars.
So as an entrepreneur, you're always finding opportunities, right? While you're scrolling through Instagram.
That's the point. Whenever you see someone having something interesting, something like it's not easy to find, and most of them, they have their own talent, and so I thought, why not use it? It's like a benefit for both of us. So I can promote their items, and vice versa. The other person also can promote my items. So it's like we grow together.
Great. Right, amazing. Sounds great. Like, you know, kita jaga kita, right? We have
Yes,
to
exactly.
take care of each other. Great. Thank you so much for sharing about that. So since we talked about how you get inspiration to create your product, is there any particular one entrepreneur, can be local or could be international, that inspire you in terms of entrepreneurship, right? That push you further as an entrepreneur?
I do have one. This one person. Actually, I there's a lot of people that that inspiring. It's quite inspiring in terms of like of them being entrepreneur. But there's one person that I think deserve a shout out. Is Kirin from Bunga dan Bintang. She is very creative and very talented. You guys should check out her Instagram as well. She has because before I read a story about how she started, can't remember where I read, but she it's quite inspiring. So it motivated me to do more, because I was thinking like, if she can do that, I can do that as well. So she's also very consistent with creating content for her social media, and all her product is like nicely done and packed in a cute and beautiful packaging. So you know, like sometimes there's something that you didn't realize, like a little details that like you miss it out, right? So looking at that, you start learning something. So I just love her, and she's really inspiring.
So the standards she put into her brand and her business is something that you really admire.
Exactly. Yes.
That's great. That's good to hear. Yeah, I think she's quite famous in the arts scene, right? For creating art. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing about the entrepreneur that you look up to. So my next question is going to turn into more of the challenges, right? So with everything in life, there's always going to be a challenge. But can you share a bit more about what were the challenges you first faced when you first started Hakoneko, and how did you actually overcome them?
Okay, I kind of like this question because, to be honest, when I first started, it was not successful at all. It was not. So initially, my plan was to make a subscription box for cats, where I have included the accessories that I do handmade, and I also have toys. Toys is a mix of handmade and also like I source from other suppliers. So and food, treats, and also one item for pet parents. So if you see my shop name is Hakoneko. It's a Japanese name. Hako means box and Neko is a cat. So it's a cat box. That's how actually I got the name. But I didn't change it because I thought like as I progress, people already know Hakoneko. So I thought might as well just go with it. So the subscription box is actually quite famous overseas, and but it's still a new thing here in Malaysia. And I started in 2018, so lagi lah, like not many people know about subscription box, and people will think like, why will I get the whole box for like maybe like half of it is I like it and half of it like I don't really care. So so I'm quite struggling when I first started. When I launched my first box, I only managed to sell I think a few boxes, and it didn't reach my target. And the buyers are actually my close friends, people that I know, and also people that my cats know. So they're very supportive with my business. So I'm very thankful for that. So when I launched my second, I managed to launch 3 boxes actually. So on my second box, I've included the flower collar. So when I included that, I start receiving DM asking if they can purchase just the flower collar and not the whole box. So yeah, even during my third box, people still asking the same question, like asking, will you do the collar itself, like without the box thing, like because they just want the box. So I thought like, maybe I need to take a break, do more research and learn more, like why the subscription box is not happening. I mean, it's not successful and everything. So I sit down, I talk to my friends, and then I've decided to narrow down and focus on accessories only. So I try to make it small because like start again. And from there, I also realized that the market for cat, when I first started, my aim is for cat parents only. So I also realized that the market for cat parents here in Malaysia, for them to buy accessories, including the subscription box, is quite small, and it's quite hard. It's quite hard. So I expand to the dog parents as well, because I know dog parents love accessories. So yeah, the only problem with that is dog has a different breed and sizes. So I was quite at that time I was quite worried. I've been thinking for a while, like, okay, I wanted to expand to dog as well, but I'm not sure about the sizes. I do know like the small breed might have the similar size as a cat. And then I've been joining Pet Bazaar. From there, I met like other pet parents, dog parents. So I gather more info, and then like getting input from them. So they're very helpful, and then let me check on their neck and see like the measurement and everything. So from there, I started to expand to dog as well. But currently, we're only taking cattle to medium size dog. I think up to 25 cm, because some dog is quite big and they have like bigger neck. Yeah. So usually for those bigger dog, I will take custom made, but it all depends on my fabric, if I have enough fabric or not. And most of my customer, they already know. So whenever they saw me, they saw that, okay, I'm going to launch another design. So they will DM me and ask me, do you have extra fabric or not? And do you, is it, can you take custom made for this particular size and everything? So then we work from there. And also because of the market in Malaysia is quite small, and I'm still trying to expand the market. I also open to Singapore, because in Singapore, both cats and dog parents are more willing to buy the accessories for their pets, and they do have like, I mean, like most of them have like social media account, Instagram account for their own pets. So I thought like, okay, maybe that there is my market. So I think Malaysia and Singapore both. Yeah.
I think, well, you said a lot of points. I think it's a lot of things that's good to learn. I think one thing I've learned from that question itself is that you're always looking to research and kind of grow your business, and pivoting is very important as an entrepreneur, and also understanding your market is very important, right? So that you won't like just keep being in your bubble. And something very interesting you said was you have a target every time you launch something, right? Is that something that you set yourself, or you've learned that, okay, in a business, in order to be successful, I have to like cap a certain amount of target that I have?
It's something I learned from, because I've started doing businesses for quite a while. So
Yeah.
as I go, I do learn like, okay, I need to have a target market, because if I don't know my target market, I wouldn't know what they want. I wouldn't know. I mean, like, I can't like shop sendiri and sell my things without knowing
Yeah.
what my market wants, right? So I think it's a process itself, like a process of being entrepreneur. So to know what my market and also I like to get feedbacks from my customers, and they're always giving feedback. So from there I know what kind of colors that they like. Maybe in terms of design, they like something bright, they like something when they even though the fabric is really nice, but they want something when they take photos you can really see the color. And then they want something, sometimes they will have some requests, and then I'll say I will do more research and see how I can fit it into the designs.
Right. That's the only way you can kind of scale and make your business bigger, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it's very interesting for you to hear that, okay, you started in 2018 and it's only been 3 years, and yet you've already expanded to Singapore, which is really, really quite big, right? You expanded internationally already. Yeah. I think a lot of people can learn from you in terms of scaling their business if they are looking to make it bigger. Right. So my next question is, with the uncertainty with the pandemic, right, still present, the lockdown and everything, are there any challenges you faced during the pandemic period, and how are you planning to help your business maintain and grow during this pandemic time as well?
Okay, so during this pandemic, Hakoneko is an online business, online-based business. So in terms of sales, so far, I still reach my target market. Reach my target sales every time I launch new designs. However, getting a supplies during pandemic is quite hard, because one is like a lockdown, so I can't physically go to the shop and do shopping, because I kind of like old school. I really like to go to the shop. I do love shopping. So I really like to touch the fabric, because I need to know the how heavy it is, how thick the fabric is it suitable because sometimes the design is already nice, but then the fabric it's not suitable to make a collar, something like that. So and sometimes it's some shop also, they don't have like enough supplies because of this whole pandemic, so it's really hard to get a designs. And whenever I purchase online, then I think most people can relate to, there will always be delays. So whenever there's a delay, so I have to push my launching deadline. So I think this year and last year I've been pushing deadlines quite close to the event date as well. So it's quite hard for me. And then the other thing is the physical pet bazaar or other flea market. I'm quite active. Before the pandemic, I always joined this for me to expand my market, so that I get to know more and to meet more potential buyers. So because of the pandemic, like you can't really do that now.
Right.
So it can be quite hard, because I do have return customer, but you also need a new customer so that you can get more. And then what is this? Even so, I also have received invitation actually from other organizers during, last year and this year. I'm not sure if this year, I think it's last year, asking if I would like to join a market or something. But I'm still quite worried the crowd might not be as good as it was before the pandemic. So yeah, it will be quite hard. So because of that, try to focus on a few things to maintain my business during this pandemic. One of it is my product itself. So for me, to brave this pandemic, you have to have this a really good product, which is people willing to buy, people willing to it's worth the money, because I understand my item is not like essentials, especially during this period. So having one that when you create one design, one product, and they really want it, they'll just go and buy it. So
Yeah.
even before pandemic, I always do research on how to improve my product quality. So what I do is I will looking for search other shops overseas, how they do their businesses, how they maintain their product quality. And over the time also, I will start creating new design, thinking of what are the designs that I can do or like other people can't do. And even now, actually, I'm actually in the middle of creating new designs, but I haven't have that yet. But I'll definitely share on social media because I'm still like doing trial and error. So because sometimes I feel like I want it to be perfect when I launch it. So the other things because I can't go out and can't do flea market and everything, so I spend my money on marketing, the online marketing itself. Because nowadays during pandemic, most of us, even us, like most people, even us, we will start working from home, and then we'll start scrolling down social medias. So I think it will be a good chance if I do like online ads. So there's a chance that they will see my my ads, and then they will go to my like my website or my Instagram account to see more. So I think like spending money on social media ads can be one of my plan to maintain my business. And that leads to like having a good content on my Instagram as well, which is I like now because I've been quite busy. So I think like having a consistent post on social media can help to maintain the business, so that people know that you are still doing the business. So people know that you are still there, still doing business. So people know if they need to ask something, they will get the response right away. And yeah, so besides that, I also try to think of something that is friendly user for my customer when they need to purchase something from me, purchase from Hakoneko. So I created my own website recently, I think just this year, so that local can pay in ringgit Malaysia. Because previously, when I expand to Singapore, I sell my items through Etsy, and then we charge in USD. So I think it's a bit, sometimes I feel like a bit so kasian with the local, because they have to pay with all the conversion and all. So I thought like, let's do a website, local can pay in ringgit. And I think it will be more user friendly for my customers, but I will still keep getting feedback from them, like which platform that is easy for them to use, is easy for them to purchase my item. Because if you want to buy something and it's quite difficult, sometimes you were like, never mind, I don't want to buy anymore. So having an easy process, giving them an easy options and easy process to buy is good, so that the chances that you get sales is higher.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I think a lot of points that you said that a lot of entrepreneurs can really learn. But I think your main strategy here, correct me if I'm wrong, is to constantly learn, research, and improve your business.
Yes,
right. That's the main strategy. I think that's your tenacity for learning is very very amazing. Like you constantly want to make new things and make it better, which is very nice. Thank you so much for sharing about that. And the next question I have is, on a positive side, since starting in 2018, what would you say is your business proudest achievement to date?
Okay. Okay, I'm still consider myself new in the business. So I think like biggest achievement sounds so big, but I think mine is one is when I get to reach my target, and the item that I sold out within hours after launch, makes me feel so motivated and to do more. It makes me feel so happy. Even though sometimes I feel bad for my customer, especially the return customers, when they DM me and ask me, "Hey, sold out already. So will you do more? Will you have like what is this called? Make more of will you restock, something like that?" But sometimes I don't restock, because one is the supplies. second, I want to make sure those who already get it feel special. I like to make my customer feel special so that they will like, oh, I managed to grab this design. So there will be no restart for this design. So only me can have it. So something like that. And yeah, it feels that all my hard work is paid off. And also during my earlier days, actually, I'm quite close with the cat parents in Singapore, and they are also very supportive and been promoting my products there. So I did join a charity event, and then just from my side, we managed to raise $240 to help rescue cats there. So it might sounds like small, but it feels big for me because since like I'm still new in this thing, so I thought like it's a good thing to gain something and then to give it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for that. I think that's very heartwarming. You ended off with a heartwarming note of helping the cats in Singapore. Thank you so much for sharing.
I think most of like pet parents will always think of like cats helping like other cats having
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much for sharing. My final question that I have for you before we move on to the Q&A session is, do you think young people should start their own business, and why?
Okay. Yes, I mean, like, why not? It doesn't have to be like a big or fancy businesses. It can be small but consistent. Because the young people, they still have like a long journey ahead of them. Even if they fails at I think it's okay because you're still young. You can take that as a lesson as you grow. And the young people usually are very creative. They have fresh ideas. They are very motivated. So, and I've seen a lot of successful youngsters been venturing into business nowadays. So I think if you've been thinking about doing a businesses, why not just give it a go and see what you can do, what you are capable for. Maybe you have like hidden talent, you never know. So I think it's you should just go and do it. Yeah.
Right. You never know unless you try, right?
Exactly.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing and encouraging all the youths out there who's watching. So now that thank you, you've answered all my questions. So now we'll move on to the Q&A session where we'll be answering the audience's question. Yeah, so the first question here is regarding how you balance between having a full-time job and having your business at the same time. So someone asked, do you have any tips for anyone who wants to start a side business while working a day job? How do you manage your time and stress?
Okay, so juggling between job and businesses can be really hard. So what I do is I will not okay, let's say my work time is 9 to 6. So after 6, I will not think about my full-time job. So I will start focus on my side businesses. But I won't do my side businesses every single day, Monday to Friday. I will have like alternate days. Okay, let's say I go back at 6. I'm staying near to my house, so near to my office. So I think it's quite convenient for me. So I will start working on my businesses after. Okay, I go back at 6, so I will have some rest. It's really important to have a rest, because when you didn't have enough rest, you'll get stressed, and when you stress, nothing can be done. So I will have some good rest, and I will set my time usually from 8 o'clock onwards to sometimes I will stay up a bit late until 12 and work on my designs. I mean, work on Hakoneko. So over the time, like let's say Monday I will work on Hakoneko. So the next day I will take a day rest. After it, other than that, I think you need to have a plan, like what you should do, what you should let's say in terms of, because I'm talking about Hakoneko now. So let's say I'm having a new launch. So I will have my plan, like what I should do first. Should I start for design? Okay, maybe today I will start designing, and then the next day I will start working on searching for the fabrics and everything. And then after that only I'll start working, because I've been doing everything as a one person only. So trying to balance between these two is quite important, so that you don't lose your focus on your real job, and also you still manage to maintain your business. So, and I will use most of my weekends to focus on my business.
Understand. Okay, so planning help you structure out your whole life in a sense.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing about that. I think the next question here, right, is someone asked, your collars are so cute. Is there any safety concerns with homemade pet accessories? How did you make sure that it is safe for the pets to wear?
Okay, I always quite concerned if it's safe or not for cats to wear. So I will put on my cats first, and I will monitor them. So before I launch the pet collar, initially I only have the flower collar, just the fabric, and that's it. And then I'm using what is this called, elastic band, because I'm quite worried. All this while I've been let them wearing like different type of collars. So some collars, some pet parents will be quite worried if they're chalk their collar, right? So for this, when you use this elastic band, actually it's easy for them to just take it off. And yeah, so I've tried it on my cat also, and I will make sure every time they wear it, I also will tell my customers to have a bit slight gap in between, so that it doesn't feel too like too tight. Yeah, they still have like some something can still breathe. And then after that, I started to get more designs. I started putting on a little charm. So I will make sure it's not too big and not too small. If it's too small, they might accidentally eat it. Or if it's too big, I feel it's too heavy for them to have something on their neck. So usually my cats is like it's a tester.
Yeah.
Let them wear like for a week and see how it goes. But over the time, I will always let the pet parents knows that to always monitor them whenever they wear collars. It doesn't matter like it's my collar or other collars, because we never know what will happen when we are not around. So even me as a pet parents, when I'm not around, I will not let them wear anything, even though I'm the owner of like a pet accessories. Yeah. So only when I'm around them, then I will let them put on accessories. So yeah.
Oh, that's a good tip. Thank you so much for answering the question. That is all the time we have for the Q&A. Thank you so much, Fia, for your insight into the world of pets and the world into the pets industry. That was Fia, everyone, from Hakoneko, sharing about her experience at Tauke Talks, brought to you by RYSE and supported by Citi Foundation. So if you're interested to find out more about Hakoneko, or you want to purchase a product from her, or you want to look forward to her upcoming launch for Christmas, you can always go and find out more via her Instagram and also her website. So from Fia sharing today, I learned this main thing that she always keeps saying, going back to research, going back to learning. And I think every entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, or someone who you are not trying to be an entrepreneur, can really learn from that. The continuous interest to learn and to improve yourself is very important, I feel. And Fia has shown that over and over again, her passion and her interest to continuously grow and make Hakoneko a better brand. So thank you so much, Fia, for sharing. And once again, everybody, if you're interested, please go and check her brand out. Right. So before we close off today's session, I would just like to shout out our next Tauke Talk session that is coming up next week by Peperico. So Peperico is a group of 4 co-founders. Howie, one of the co-founders, will be joining us next week, and he'll be sharing about Peperico. So Peperico is a customizable stationery company which create really aesthetic stationery and giving stationery a new outlook and a new brand to it. So if you're interested, please go and register via the bit.ly on the screen, or you can find out more via our social media as well. And we're also very excited to announce that our creative competition called the Spirit of Malaysian Talkies is It has launched already and will be closing on 12th of November. So what is this about? This is a postcard design competition where you get to design and write a short message to a Tauke within the Tauke Talks series. So if you're Malaysian, aged 16 to 28 years old, stuck at home, want to be creative, you can go and join this competition. All you have to do is just watch one Tauke Talks series and draw a postcard based on their Tauke Talks. So if you watch Fia's Tauke Talks today and you're inspired to create a postcard, please go ahead and create a postcard. If you want to find out more information about this competition, please go and check it out. Check the website out at bit.ly/TSOMT2021. Yeah, and you want to find out, if you want to keep up to date with what Tauke Talks is upgoing or having around this until end of the year, or if you're interested to find out more about RYSE program or rewatch Fia session, you can go and find out more or check us out via our social media at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And with that, we have to end our Tauke Talk session for today. Thank you so much, Fia, for joining us today.
And thank you, Cindy, and the whole team for having me as well.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming, and we'll see you in the next Tauke Talk session. Bye everyone.